Okay, welcome everybody. John Alexander here. If you're joining us by phone, welcome. You should be having access right now. You can also view this online. We're going to take a look at some slides tonight, and I also want you to get a pen and paper ready because you're going to want to take down some numbers and some figures I'm going to go through with you tonight on how to flip high-end luxury properties. This is a series of this is a system that's just part of what you get as a platinum member, and there is a course online right now that's going to walk you through this entire process. But I'm going to go through with you right now. Some of you, especially if you're already flipping short sales and REO properties, you're going to see exactly how you can move up and get into a nicer area of property that's going to end up netting you $100,000 or more at closing by the time we get through with this overview tonight. So we also have, just so everybody knows, right below the video here at WeProvideTheCash.com is a area where you can type in your questions. So at the end of the call today, I'll take your questions live and answer them. And we've got an overview of our whole program, all of the different courses that come with the Platinum membership in a new video that's down at the bottom of this web page called the HSA Overview. That's going to go through each of the courses that we provide you as a member. Now, when you understand the different ways of flipping a property, I'm going to cover all the different ways of flipping a property in the various courses, you're going to know how to go out there and tackle any property on the market. But right now, there's some niches in the property out there right now that you want to take advantage of while you can. So for the next year, high-end luxury properties is the place to be at. That's where you're going to make the most money, quickest, fastest, and easiest. Some of you right now who have been in the business or gotten in the business have lately been experiencing a problem called title seasoning. All right, I've been teaching about getting around the title seasoning issue for many years. In fact, I started doing that and concentrated on that as my specialty back in the year 2000. So I'm bringing right now 8 years of experience on title seasoning issues. So we know how to get around them. We also have a lender that works nationwide that you can take your buyers to that don't have a problem with title seasoning and back-to-back flips. So when you're doing your transactions as a platinum member, you get access into this lender. You can take your buyers through that process and eliminate that. But what I'm going to talk about tonight is even a step above that. There's a way for you never to run into the title seasoning issue if you're dealing with the right kind of buyer and the right kind of properties. And that is the $1 million properties that are out there. There's a ton of them on the market all over America. I'm going to show you how to virtually flip, online, virtual flip these $1 million properties. And tonight I'm going to go through and show you exactly how you can do that. So if you've got a pen and paper by now, get ready to take some notes. We're going to go through it, and I'm going to show you exactly how this process works. All right, I'm going to turn back on my screen here, and we're going to get right into it right now. All right, so basically, there's a way that I'm teaching how to add a seller financing system into a short sale multi-million-dollar property scenario. Now, that sounds a little complicated, but believe it or not, this is easier than doing the $200,000 or $150,000 short sale properties. And here's why. Banks don't want these big properties back. It's too much money to take back, and they are motivated to do almost anything to keep them from coming back on the books. Folks, if you knew what the banks were doing right now, you would just die, because what they're doing right now is crazy. They're taking back so many of these lower end properties right now that they're actually stacking them in secret stacks. They even have a name for it now. These are the shadow inventory. They don't even tell anybody about. They won't even tell their own realtors about, because they'll flood the market with properties, kill their values, and so they're not doing it that way. All right, so keep in mind there is a ton of these properties out there. Now, the first properties they do not want on their books are any kind of property over $500,000. That's because it starts to dig into their bottom line of how much money they can get from the Fed to loan back out. So this is why these big properties cripple the banks when they come back on their books, and these are the ones they definitely don't want back at all, and they'll do almost anything and work almost any kind of deal not to have to take them back on a foreclosure. So what we do is we find them in the short sale arena right before the bank has to take them back. So these are sellers out there, homeowners who are losing their $1 million homes or their $500,000 and over homes to the bank. They generally have some time in order to get these moved, but they're all very strained on and very confused about how to market these properties. And nobody wants to take them on and go out there and work these properties. Most people are intimidated. Most of the investors out there who are doing the $100,000, $200,000 properties are intimidated about doing a $1 million property or an $800,000 property or even a $3 or $7 million property. But folks, the only difference is there's another zero on the end of the price tag. All right, but there's another difference. They're easier to negotiate with a bank because the banks don't want these like the swine flu. They don't want it. Okay, so they're willing to do anything not to get them back. With that said, here's how we work the high-end luxury home flips on short sale properties. All right, the first thing we're going to do is show you how to easily find these. You know, folks, I can take you to a website right now. In fact, on Wednesday night's call, that's tomorrow night's training call for our members, I'm going to show them a way to go in there and find literally hundreds of these homes waiting to have this system done on them. I mean, they're everywhere and they're stacked up. All right, so finding them is like walking out into any area in the United States that's got big homes. Throw a rock and you're going to find one. All right, so what we're going to do is take these homes. We're going to show you how to tie it up with a $10 option. All right, now let me give you the price range of what we're looking for. Really, anything over $500,000 is really going to come into the area that's going to work. So if you want to work closer to home and you live in an area where it's maybe there's some nice high-end homes in your area that are $500,000 to $600,000 or $700,000, hey, work that area. If there's some places around you that are $1 million or $2 million, work that. Try to get as high as you possibly can. All right, and now once we do this, we're going to show you how to go in there, call up the realtor or call up the homeowner who may have this property and lock in an option or sales contract on that house. Now there's some real estate agents out there who don't like option contracts. All right, so what we have, we're going to provide you just and use the regular sales contract that the real estate agent in that state uses as their normal means of operation on these transactions. Now what you're going to do is you're going to add an addenda that we're going to provide you in our short sale course. That addenda turns that sales contract basically into an option-like contract. All right, so once you have that, you can literally work with any realtor in the United States, and you can work any home in any state because this option works with any real estate agent contract in any of the 50 states. Keep in mind, this doesn't work outside the United States. All right, so what we're going to do now is once we've put the offer on, and the only thing we're risking is our $10 on the earnest money or the amount of money that we place up on that contract, we're going to show you now how to get the bank to accept a very low offer on it. Now, it might be 50 cents, it might be 60% of the fair market value, today's value, or it might even be lower. Folks, the banks right now are dipping down even into the 40% range on these high-end homes. That's how much they don't want them back.